Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the finals for the LOL and Paleo Gaming tournament. Welcome to the finals between, I'm sure you guys saw the versus screen, between Team Nagihcim and Aether Esports. We do have Team Nagihcim on the blue side, and we do have Aether Esports on the red side. These two guys are ready to get onto the Rift, and they are ready to go. I know that there was a bit of a rank and division discrepancy between these two teams and their rivals within the first two matches to get them here to the finals. Last we met, it does look like Team Nagihcim beat Team Ascension in the best of three series. They did take them 2-0. If you weren't here earlier, Aether Esports faced off against Paleo Gaming White, and they did beat them in a 2-0 series. Both junglers on this team going super hardcore sandwich. Food Monkey and oh goodness, what's his name? LexJet. Both putting in a lot of work for these teams. We're going to see a very explosive game probably happen bottom lane. I know Frogfish and Dead in Turtle really went hard carry for their teams in these best of three series, and I can't wait to see what happens when the jungle starts snowballing these guys out of control. Paleo Prater, what do you think before we get this thing started?
So, as you mentioned, the first two games we did see that there was a really big discrepancy between um, the teams that were facing off, and that's now gone going into this final. Both teams are fielding mostly diamond players. The thing that's going to be really interesting is that from what we've seen today, their playstyles are very different. Um, Aether Esports has had a very aggressive from the get-go style of gameplay based around heavy crowd control comps, invading junglers, in-your-face sort of gameplay, whereas Nagihcim's gameplay that we saw was more of a long-term focus on creep score and get to a position of strength and then start chasing kills. So it's going to be interesting to see those two different gameplay styles from teams of similar elo that are playing mechanically similar, but with very different strategies. It's going to be really interesting to see, I think.
Apparently, we're just simply waiting on Flubs, um, which apparently is eating, which, that would be super awesome. Well, while we're waiting on him to get ready for the match, I'd like to discuss the leaders on both of these teams with the most damage. It does appear as though Frogfish was the total or the top DPS on the side of Team Nagihcim, while Aether Sports had a split between LexJet and Dead Internal. So it'll be very good to see if Aether Esports can shut down Frogfish, and Team Nagihcim really has their work cut out for them because they've got a few different carries over there on the side of Aether Esports. Although I will say that the team discrepancy even between Team Ascension and Paleo White, though, is also kind of great in the sense that Paleo White, a tournament team, very veteran into playing high elo teams and high skilled teams like this. Very comfortable in doing so. And then, of course, Team Ascension, new to the whole amateur esports scene. Of course, we hope to see them back again. Playing a high caliber team like Team Nagihcim sort of put them at a disadvantage. So I don't know how relatable these numbers are whenever we get into a high tier versus high tier game, but we're about to find out here in just a second.
Yeah, I do expect these to be exciting finals, and I'm being told we're about 3 minutes away from getting into champ select, but it's going to be, like I said, really interesting to see these matchups where both of the teams that got knocked out earlier seemed to falter was mainly in vision and in controlling the pace of the game, which is something that both Aether Esports and Nagihcim did really well. So it's going to be interesting to see that sort of power struggle, the dynamic between the teams, and seeing. I'm expecting to see a lot of ward clearing be prioritized here because I'm expecting both teams to bring really strong war games to the table, really trying to establish vision and know what's going on, and seeing how that's going to affect LexJet's ability to counter jungle and invade early. If we can see Nagihcim bringing strong vision to the table in their own jungle, if they're going to be prepared for that to happen, uh, that might set back Other esports a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely gonna. I mean, I definitely think it will. Like I said, this LexJet jungle. If Team Nagison has researched or watched the games beforehand, which if you guys haven't watched the games beforehand, all this again will be available on Paleo Gaming's YouTube channel. A rebroadcast will be available there, and also here in the past broadcast section. So you can catch all the action if you have missed it right here. I know that NA LCS was going on, so if you missed a match or two, you can rewatch that here. But if back to my point, if Team Nagasan did pay attention to the Aether Esports matchup against Paleo White, then they're going to see clearly that this LexJet is the man to ban out. Any assassin type jungler he's proven to be very deadly on. So I'm really excited to see that. They do move around the map very, very well over there at Aether Esports. How's that Gleam looking?
We're still sitting at 65 total entries. For those
Okay.
of you just joining us, I'm going to be posting that again in the chat right there. Ever, why don't you explain what there is to win with this giveaway here?
You know what? There are $10 RP cards for the winners of the Valentine's Day giveaway here, and you can do whatever you want to with those RP cards. You can get your special loved one a bouquet of ward skins, which is very romantic. You can send that over to me or Paleo Prater. We'll take a little love. That's fine. I don't play Oriana or Sona, but hey, if you just feel like saying, "Hey, Danny, be mine," I'll take it. Whatever, that's fine. It's the thought that counts. If you want to send Paleo Prater a Summoner's icon, he loves TSM. Um, there. How's your PR now? How's that? He'll put it up there.
Redeemed.
We don't have a Paleo Summoner's icon yet.
Yes. Yes.
But I'm sure that's coming up. So that's what you have to win in my gratitude and your self respect as a supporter of the esports community. Okay. Yeah.
We've got a bunch of people giving us some love in chat. We've got Glovis11, Alex GoFermix, we've got LexJet. Alex GoFermix, for those of you that don't know, is actually the guy over at LoLHistoryApp. So
Yeah.
give him some love for this tournament.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so the LoLHistoryApp Spring Championship Qualifier. This is the first round, and the way this is going to work is already right now they're fighting for bragging rights going into this thing, but already Aether Esports and Nagihcim have now qualified for the championship matches that will be fought in April. So LoLHistoryApp is putting up a $200 prize pool. Entering this, by the way, is free. You need a team, right? So you got to have a full team. And even though there aren't rank requirements, if you're coming in at less than gold, chances are you're going to have a bad time. But we encourage people to sign up. It'll make everything more interesting. And we will be streaming the other qualifier final rounds. So it's also a great way to get some exposure. As today we saw Ascension, which is a young organization, doesn't really have a lot of clout at this point. It was a great exposure for them. So if you're a new organization starting out, this is great for you. And if you're not, if you're already established, it's always good to have more viewers watching you guys play and just getting your name out there. So this is a great opportunity. It was made possible by the people over at LoLHistoryApp. So thanks to them.
And it's a fantastic app. It's absolutely fantastic. Absolutely. So what's the deal with the lobby now?
I somehow it got restarted. We got to jump back in.
All right. Well, I love jumping into fictional clients. Let's do this. Let's do this. Very excited.
Mm-hmm.
Very hungry as well.
Really,
So
really exciting, and probably really close to game.
about to start eating my Freebirds burrito. If we don't continue
it.
this,
I had a burrito as well. Ever. It's as if we had a Valentine's dinner together.
it is like that, but it's not like that because you
not.
got to eat.
That's fair.
Flubby, if you don't hurry up and do this, I'm gonna support for you. Let's go.
You gotta jump in. Everybody's. I think everybody's ready.
I don't have the information.
It's in that chat. If you want to make chat room.
Okay.
Flubba-dub-dub is present.
Okay, good. Well, the game is full currently, so I will wait.
Yeah. No, you can jump in now. He just had to jump over and just spectate.
Okay.
There you go.
Great. LCS style, please, gentlemen.
Yeah, before we start, yeah.
LCS style. Always important. Great. Go. Hungry. All right, so hopping right into it. Let's look at some champ select. I'm very excited for this game.
Again, we see a Gangplank ban. He's been banned out every game so far. Same for Fiora. We haven't missed the beat with those two being banned. Zed ban is new. I think that looks like a targeted ban.
That's
that's
definitely looking at Suds. Because he was very, very strong. He was popping Tristoci, went up about 5-0 within the first 10-minute mark. So,
Tom Kench, another ban that we've seen every game. Nidalee ban. So again, we're seeing that ban is targeted at LexJet.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that Nidalee ban is So, but that still leaves a lot of options for him. He's still got an Elise. He's still got.
It does.
He's still got
It's
Kindred.
interesting. It's interesting though because what we're seeing is we're not seeing targeted bans so much on behalf of Aether Esports here. And then that Poppy ban. So Aether Esports picked really standard meta bans, and we saw more targeted bans on behalf of Nagihcim.
Let's see, the Poppy. I'm not sure probably where the Poppy ban came from. Diagros and Janak, I don't believe either one of them played Poppy.
I think Poppy is just a pretty standard meta ban at the moment. That wasn't terribly surprising to see.
Let's see what else we have coming out. Yep, LexJet hopping on
Right into that
That
Elise.
Elise,
Yeah,
there it
I don't.
is.
I don't know. I don't know that I would have left Elise open for him. I probably would have banned Elise over Gangplank, to be honest. And Janik going for that likely Thresh pick. It looks like they're trying to line up that aggressive composition that we saw their first game against Paleo White to just lock down uh, enemy team members, isolate them, and pick them off one by one.
Well, I mean, they're gonna the really cool thing about this is neither one of these guys. I mean, they're playing for money again. Thank you, LoLHistoryApp, for putting up the cash. They're playing for cash. So, and I don't know if either of these guys remembers that, which they should. Chat, LoLHistoryApp is putting up $200 for this. Um, the winner of this match actually gets
No, the
oh
winner of the championship.
the winner of the championship.
So these two teams are already moving on to the championship in
Okay,
April.
great.
There are three more qualifier finals that will happen. Each qualifier finals, the top two teams move on to the championship. So there'll be a pool of 8 teams in the championship competing for the $200 prize pool.
Okay, okay. So, but these guys are essentially competing for the $200 though. Right
Yes.
now.
Yes.
The winner of this match will, I mean, essentially go up against Paleo Tundra because they won the last, right? So, or at least they'll see Paleo Tundra in the finals along with 2 other teams, correct?
Paleo Tundra, I think you're thinking of the Reverie Esports
Oh, I might
tournament.
have.
Yeah, the Reverie Esports tournament was a separate thing.
Got
Tundra
it.
won that.
Got it.
Tundra, that's done.
So, but we haven't seen
Tundra yet. Tundra will likely compete in a later qualifier.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, I'm getting all my tournaments confused here. We've been
Somebody give Ever a Snickers.
please, please, please.
He gets confused when he's hungry.
I get so confused and hangry. Oh, oh man! Somebody just throw me a bone. Okay, so Sudsy is going to pick up the Malphite for Janak. I'm sure that's where that's going. But we do have an Ezreal flex pick. And I think, again, Duran could be another flex pick that could go top, that could go mid. I guess that Mundo would probably go up top. I don't know what Mumu's strength is looking like at this point. Now that we're in 6.3, I know we got a nerf at 6.2. I still find him as a formidable pick in the current meta, but that is where it's going, and I'm sure he's going to go up top. So we're going to look at a very, very tanky team Nagihcim.
I think that is
it's got to go top.
Logical choice.
Yeah.
I think it's a logical choice going against the normally aggressive comp. However, problem we're still seeing here is if you're looking at the two teams, they've still given Aether Esports a very heavy crowd control team. You've got a Malphite, you've got an Elise, you've got a Thresh, you've got a Zyra. That's a lot of roots. That's a lot of potential stuns and slows and catches. How do you... Well, now it looks like Zyra's switching out for Corki, but that's going to give them the damage they've been lacking. Still, I mean, just looking at Thresh, Elise, and Malphite alone, that's a daunting combo there.
Yeah, it's scary for sure. Again, we got the 2 ADCs, the 2 flex picks. That's pretty standard stuff. But what that gives them is it gives them no early game pressure. The only early game pressure that you're going to see is from LexJet's Elise, essentially. Because both Corki and Ezreal play a very safe game at the 15-minute mark until they both hit their power items, which takes a little while for them to get to. So they're very CS reliant. And Team Nagihcim has a really very run-of-the-mill team comp. Their power spikes are all over the place, but it's of course your top and jungle are very late game. But once they get to that late game, Aether Esports is going to have a really hard time breaking through the wall. Although I'll say this, I don't know that. I mean, Frogfish is going to have his work cut out for him because he's going to have to be the main damage source for this Team Nagihcim team. And if he doesn't get started and he has a bad early game and he's denied CS, then it might look pretty grim for Team Nagihcim.
Well, I think that's going to be the real key here is that Frogfish is likely going to look to repeat what he did in his games against Ascension, and he's going to focus on creep score. And the question is going to be, is Aether Esports going to allow him to do that, or are they going to bring that pressure that they brought to Paleo White and starve him in that creep? And if they can do that, from what we've seen, Aether Esports is going to have a significant advantage because Nagihcim wasn't bringing that early team fight or early really contention for kills that Aether Esports seems to have a penchant for bringing. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. We got 2 minutes until game time, so why don't you guys chime in with a hashtag Team Nagihcim, so that's hashtag TNWin, or hashtag Aether Esports win, so hashtag AE win. Tell me who you guys want to see win this thing and take the first LoLHistoryApp tournament. So what do you think? What do you think? You chime in to me about this team comp.
Looking at the team comp, just based on my experience and what I've seen, I think it favors Aether Esports. You've got some dangerous potential on the part of Nagihcim. I think Mundo's probably going to become a headache for Aether Esports at some point during the game. Echo, Echo as a mid laner.
I don't like it.
It's going to be interesting because what we're going to see, obviously, is Corki going against him. I think Corki in that scenario likely has the edge. But, again, Echo has an interesting kit. It's going to give him the ability to dance around a little bit, potentially save himself from harm's way, because that seems to be Nagihcim's going for more defensive build from what we're seeing. But, having said that, not even damage potential-wise, but just looking at the crowd control, mixed with mobility, because Corki, again, has a great escape. Ezreal has a great escape. It's going to be hard for them to lock down the damage sources on Aether Esports when the team fights start to roll in. And the engage potential on Aether Esports is overwhelming. I mean, you can engage easily with 3 of the members of the team and essentially lock someone down for probably 5 seconds at a time, and that's really all you need to elite somebody. So it's going to be interesting to see. But right now, I pick Aether Esports to win.
Win it all.
This game.
Okay.
I still think the teams are relatively even. Oh, we have an early pause. Let's see who seems to be the problem.
Oh, I'm not in at all yet. Maybe that's the problem. Did you ever think about that?
Yeah, obviously. It looks like the issue is Aether Esports. Their mid laner is currently MIA.
Oh, somebody's eating?
Oh, now
ridiculous.
Now he's back.
Okay.
Here we go. 5 seconds, we'll be back in. I do think the teams are relatively evenly matched skill-wise, but this game, just based on pick, obviously a lot can change based on play, but baseline pick, I would favor Aether Esports. That's my professional opinion.
Professionally.
My professional caster opinion is that Aether Esports is probably going to come out of this on top.
Well, I'm excited about it. I've been kind of pumped up after I saw Team Nagihcim play a moment ago. It looks like we're going to catch a little invade action here, and it
It
does
does
look.
look that way. And again, as we said, the capability of the team to potentially catch someone and lock him down, we're going to see if Flubby Flubs can get this vital hook that he's going to need for the rest of the team to jump on him. I don't think they will. No, they do not.
No,
Diagoras sees them coming, gets out of there, throws sort of a salty cleaver
a very salty cleaver.
just just to sort of ward them away. And Aether Esports is going to fall back and take up normal positions. Although it's interesting, we see Ezreal and Thresh moving their way top.
This is a wonky kind of start.
I don't know if this is just meant to sort of catch them off guard and then they're going to switch back, or if they're actually going to try to do a reverse lane. That would be an interesting swap.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Good leash for Food Monkey. That should give him a pretty easy start in the jungle. Dread Internal putting that poke on Mundo.
And yeah, I like the early start by Aether Esports to go ahead.
This is very interesting.
Yeah.
We're seeing. I think we may be seeing potentially a double jungle situation. We've got Janik and LexJet still in the jungle together. It looks as though they might be setting up for a double jungle.
Well, I think this is kind of what's starting with the. This is. I think they're going to transition into a four, a four, a 4-1 start. Okay, so this is pretty typical in the LCS. I'm excited to see these amateur teams doing it. What they're going to do is they're going to try to invade this side of the jungle. They're going to push it down as much as possible. Top lane is going to push in the wave, and they might poise up just to take an early turret. That's kind of the purpose of the whole early lane swap, is so that they can take down this turret. It does look like Team Nagihcim is trying to take advantage, but right now what needs to happen is Team Nagihcim actually needs to go ahead and make their own rotation.
Good call there, Ever. It looks like they are putting heavy pressure. They're going to try to take that top turret.
Yeah, they need to see what Team Nagihcim needs to do is they need to respond appropriately. And right now what's happening is Food Monkey is not following the call. He's counter jungling, and Frogfish and Jaren are not going to be able to take this tower. So what's going to end up happening is we're going to have the first tower go down, and they're going to beat him to it. He's going to leave. Our Janik is going to lose a ton of CS, and then they're going to be able to rotate towards mid. So it looks that they've finally been able to counter this.
Yeah,
but it's taken a while.
Like both teams have traded their outer turrets.
Yeah,
in top and bot lane respectively.
This is it's pretty typical to see an LCS style 4-1 play. I would have liked to see Team Nagihcim figure this out a little bit earlier, just due to where they were placing their wards and things like that. But this was kind of the purpose, right? So that's kind of what we do. It's very textbook. Aether Esports went in for the early invade. They placed the ward where they needed to place it to make sure that they weren't going to be able to see whenever they maneuvered their ADC and their support up top lane. And then from there, they're able just to transition exactly what you saw. It's very textbook and very impressive. So good job, Aether Esports, showing that they are they're really utilizing probably whatever their coach is telling them. So that's a good call.
And it was a good call for Nagihcim to respond in time. I'm not sure that other esports could have potentially stopped them or not, but I think it was the right call for them to make. Although, here's the interesting question. The interesting question is, which team came out on top of that? Because they didn't take the same towers. So who has the real advantage here? Is it the top lane that now Malphite opens himself up? He can push that lane a little more and roam, or is it the bot lane? I think Aether Esports came out of that trade on top because it gives Malphite that potential to roam. Although Sudsy getting caught out in the mid
Oh,
lane here, first blood actually goes to Team Nagihcim.
so I'll tell you, in my opinion, just as team Aether Esports goes, even though that they get the first blood over there and everything, my earnest opinion is that Aether Esports comes out of that ahead. Now, why do I say that it comes out ahead? Because Dead Internal is going to need a lot of farm to really get going, and he's going to need to do it quickly, right? So Lucian doesn't need as much farm as Ezreal does. So the fact that Ezreal was able to push top lane and get all that CS, well, now he's going to be able to...
Just as we call Malphite now roaming early.
Yeah, exactly.
That I think is what really is giving Aether Esports the advantage in that trade. LexJet clearing this ward, just sort of giving a perfunctory poke at Jaren.
Oh, wow. A lot of fireworks go down.
Sudsy taking a lot of punishment from that Julius.
Yeah. And see, now Aether Esports is poised to take first dragon, which is really going to help out their two ADC mid and bottom lane. So this is a really good job. We're going to see everybody rotate down
We're
there.
We're going to see Nagihcim likely contest. Jaren gets caught out by Lovely Blood from the Internal.
Oh!
Sure enough, we have Nagihcim jump in to contest the dragon.
This is a huge team fight going on. Food Monkey is caught actually in.
To be caught in the dragon pit. He is.
He is caught in the dragon pit. He's going to go down, but I don't think Sudsy has the damage to really... Oh, he does. He puts him away.
He does. Now the question is, Sudsy jumping the wall, going after Julius, wanting to secure that kill. It's not going to happen. It doesn't look like the repel over the wall from LexJet. Hungry for the kill, but they're unable to secure it on Julius.
Wow, very fantastic. It doesn't look like anybody picked up that dragon, though Aether Esports was poised to pick it up. But again, now we're sitting down here, and you see what I was talking about earlier. Dead and Turtle is now he's at 46 to 65 CS, and now he also has a kill and an assist under his belt. So the fact that he's able to soak up all this extra CS that came from taking that topside tower is really what they wanted to do, because he's a mid lane carry. So if you can get that mid lane carry to his power spike early, now you're talking.
Really exciting play so far. Still a very, very close game. Aether Esports ahead only by about 300 gold, tied for towers, only 1 kill ahead.
So here we have up top, Janik not going to be able to, he's trying to push this down, trying to deny Deograss some CS. Doing a pretty good job. Of course, that top lane not going to get pushed for quite some time, and they don't really need it to. They really don't. Right now, 20 minutes in, bottom side is the objective. Probably not going to see a move for Rift Herald, since they did make that successful top trade. Janik out of mana up there, and also out of flash, so he is prime candidate for a ganking. If Food Monkey can make that happen, we might be able to see this top side Mundo kind of get in a position. But now we're seeing Team Nagihcim kind of planning around the dragon pit, trying to deny
Looks like they're definitely setting up for a dragon. We see other esports converging on their position. We might see a team fight here, it looks like, because they do have them surrounded.
This is very bad positioning for Team Nagihcim right now, and Aether Esports, if they decide to, they could take full advantage, as Janik does have TP But so does Deagrass. It does look like they're going to back off, though, Prater. Maybe this is not the fight they're looking for.
Again, we're seeing already a much stronger ward game than we've seen so far this tournament. Pretty good vision established on the top side by Nagihcim. The bottom side, I think the vision game is currently slightly in the favor of Aether Esports. But they both have very good coverage of the river and the dragon.
They're doing a lot of vision control, which is really fantastic. LexJet has a wide open jungle to really make anything he wants to have happen. You do notice that Januk trying to put down a vision ward, trying to deny some roam from LexJet, which is a very good call, because if you leave LexJet uncontested, he's going to get you. He's going to move up top. He's going to be spotted. You're going to start to see...
Food Monkey coming in for a gank on Sudsy, but he gets denied.
Yeah, both of these opponents really showing a lot of respect, just really realizing that both of them can do a lot of damage. It's only 2 to 3, and look at that gold differential. There's not one, almost.
Yeah. I think something Team Nagihcim has done really well this game is sort of push back against Aether Esports and basically just asserted their dominance in the sense of, you need to respect that if you get reckless, we're going to take advantage of it. And so you're seeing a lot less counter jungling from LexJet.
Oh yeah.
Than previous games.
Yeah, it's dangerous. If LexJet gets over there, Team Nagihcim is not the type of team that's just going to let you kind of do whatever you want to, right? Like they're gonna step in and they're gonna do something about it. So he's definitely not playing fast and loose like he did in the other games. I think the Sudsy ban was actually pretty smart, because it looks like Julius has been able to really kind of shut Sudsy down in this game. And it seemed like we saw a much stronger performance from Sudsy in games 1 and 2 against Paleo White. So this might have been a good ban.
Targeted bans can be very powerful.
Again, if you guys haven't clicked on the Gleam, there's still a chance to win. We still have one more giveaway on the stream. So anybody new coming in, if you want to click on that link below, it'll take you to our Gleam site. We love and appreciate the follows, the subscribes, and it give you a chance to win some RP. So check that out. Right. So it does look like we're grouping up here in mid, Prater. Might not be a good idea, though. There's the power of convergence. Food Monkey coming in, jumping over the wall. Julius taking a lot of damage. There's one tower shot. Flubber gets popped. I think he's going to make it out of this. Oh, maybe not. Nope. Dead Internal does take Monkey. Here comes the... thought somebody was keeping in. They stopped it. Julius getting caught out by Flubby Flub. Fantastic death sentence. Now they're poised up 4 to 3 in the mid lane. They don't have the minions, but I think they have the power. Two turrets to one, Prater. Dragon's free.
That's a free dragon for Aether Esports. It is only the first dragon, but obviously these things do add up. They do make a difference.
First dragon. It's all good. Not too much of a big deal. Not too much of a big deal. Absolutely. Blue going over. Januk and Dagros going head to head. They're pretty even, although since Diagras can farm a little bit freely just because he's got time to make it to his minions. The CS discrepancy is in favor of him. Mundo not able to go where he pleases yet. Yeah, I still think he's very strong, even with the buff, or even with the nerfs. I think Mundo is still very strong in this patch. What do you think, Prater?
Without a doubt, Mundo is, again, as I said, probably one of the only really significant threats going into the late game if they don't take care of him. LeXJet comes in looking to get potentially a kill on Diagoras.
Here comes the TP.
Doesn't.
Oh!
Alpha using the ult to get back to his turret.
Wow.
Up's coming back in.
What a play by Janna, using that onslaught to pop right out. The fantastic repel by LeXJet just as soon as Food Monkey hopped in. Fantastic play. But here, I don't think we're finished.
We are not isolating Food Monkey. Food Monkey using everything at his disposal to try to get out. Will not make it. Dread Internal. Flashy moves with Ezreal. Julius going back in, trying to secure the kill. Will not be able to do it.
Oh. Oh, putting in a ton
Dread
of work.
Internal tries to catch Diagoras with the ult.
Comes
Won't do it.
LeXJet.
LeXJet not finished.
Oh!
Assassinates Diagoras. Will now try to cut Julius. Stops him with his web.
Oh my goodness, LeXJet.
Well, is it a double kill? No, just picks up a second kill, but still very impressive plays by LeXJet. I think LeXJet may walk out of this qualifier with the MVP, personally.
Yeah, he is really making things happen around the map. Sudsy trying to get dove in by Food Monkey. I think they're going to end up getting pushed off of this. Yeah, there's a Jaren. He gets the huge combo, but Flubby Flub is able to get him out of there. So good job, Aether Esports, really taking this game by the hand. Mad Scientist saying, wow, Echo just got gooned. Yes, he did. You know, here's a fun fact about Rift Herald. If you and a teammate take Rift Herald and you both stand on the buff, if anybody, whoever moves off the buff, the other person will get it. So you can literally play a game of chicken with your teammate and be like, I'm not getting off this. No, I'm not getting off of it. Well, then you don't get it. So, fun fact for you. If you ever really just want to be a jerk to your teammate, like you're in solo queue, you don't think he needs Rift Herald, you can play chicken.
Trolls everywhere, Richard.
I'm creating them. That's what we do here. Create trolls. We're having Aether Esports go around the map, really deny all that CS. Trying to take all of it. How much of the CS do they need?
All of it.
All of it.
We're seeing Other Esports again. This is a repeat performance in the sense that they are really maintaining that very strong map presence. They're basically telling their opponents where they need to go.
Yeah. I love that. I love that about this team, where they kind of, you know, take the rift and kind of they zone them out, essentially, like a player would. They take their entire team and they zone out the other team and they deny them vision, and I love that. Looks like they're going to take that Rift Herald and transition into 104. There comes the culling. So they're not going to have the CS to really take this turret unless they wait. But if you're Team Nagihcim, what you do is you just rotate. Okay, you just rotate. You bring Deagras down from top lane because you're not going to lose that lane to Jadok, just a Malphite. And then you just make this. You converge on this, and then you team fight it. But that's not what we're seeing happening. We have Deagras in the mid. He's kind of wavering around, and he's just spending a lot of time kind of doing nothing. So
seeing a little bit of ward clearing on the part of Aether Esports.
So they need to make it happen right here. They have to make it happen. They have to engage. Jaren needs a fantastic knock-up combo, or Zach's got to engage. Here comes the engage.
Monkey going in for the engage.
Everything goes everywhere. Here comes the knock-up. Deagras doing a ton of damage.
Take out LoLHistoryApp, but in comes Janek to turn the tide.
There is the fantastic onslaught.
Jaren and just assassinate him.
Julius is making it happen all around the map. He needs to take down Sudsy. He does. We're looking at a 1-for-2 right now on the side of Team Nagihcim. So that's exactly what you want to happen. That was it. Fantastic. Fantastic job.
Good play by Team Nagihcim. However, what's sort of interesting is it's not just a matter of the number of kills. It's a matter of who you leave up. Dread Internal largely untouched coming out of that fight, and they take down the turret.
They take it
anyways. Was that worth it? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but that was really their only. That was really the only the option that they had. They played it right. They played it right. They got the team fight they wanted, but like you said, they weren't able to, you know, kill who they needed to. They needed Dread Infernal. He was just too hard to get to. That was not wise. We're definitely going to see Food Monkey go down. He's going to split his passive. They're going to get a free kill. I wouldn't have recommended that.
No,
I think you give
that
up.
was a Hail Mary.
Yeah, I think you give up second dragon.
TXDO in the stream chat saying, "Ever is that guy."
Oh, what? Is that a good thing? I don't know what that means.
I think he's referring to you telling all the trolls that they can steal the Rift Herald buff from their teammates.
Oh, LexJet gets the Spider League off and claims an echo. Oh no. I guess I am that guy. I guess I've created a monster now. It does look like we're poised up for a Baron, and I think they'll be able to take it. It's going down pretty quick.
Yeah, it looks like this is going to end up being a free Baron for Aether Esports. I do not think that Nagihcim will get there in time. And in fact, probably shouldn't, because I think if they try to push a team fight here, Aether Esports is going to win it. And it looks like Aether Esports is just going to take their dragon and move on.
Does look like right now.
Julius gets caught by Flubs. Janek and Sudsy coming down, but looks like Julius and Jaren are going to get away.
Well, I mean, definitely, they're in the driver's seat right now.
Sudsy going in hard on Food Monkey.
And he's able to.
Looking to get that kill.
I mean,
LoLHistoryApp coming around to support him.
I mean, Food Monkey is running the wrong way. He needs to be going the other way. None of Team Nagihcim can really help him on where he's at. The best he can hope for right now, I think, is an execution, but I don't know if that's going to happen. It might. But
no, I think it will.
He might. Maybe. Oh my goodness, I think LexJet's gonna get this.
Oh, LexJet's so hungry.
LexJet is so hungry. He does get it.
Just barely misses it. He wanted it so bad.
Well, okay, well now we're about to see another fight. Julius and Jaren putting a lot of work on a Janek.
Janek looking like he's gonna turn. Yeah, I was expecting that was almost a really good bait.
Yeah, that was almost a really good bait. Dead Infernal is the guy that you want right now if you're going to bait somebody. He's 4-0-4 at 215 CS, so they're not playing around here. But that's kind of what we talked about, right?
Yeah, and seeing that 10,000 gold differential, that's not promising for Team Nagihcim. We see a potential team fight brewing top. Meanwhile, Sudsy just happily chugging along and sieging mid lane, taking out that inhib tower.
Oh, Deogra's probably going to go down here, but it is Mundo, so he's pretty tanky. There's a very good a team fight. This is kind of what you want right here, but they're not picking out any turrets, and now it's just Deogras and Food Monkey on the back line. Everybody else has retreated. Now you have an Alistair. He's out of the fight. Goes back up.
A little bit of chaos, but out of the chaos, Sudsy takes the mid lane inhibitor.
And
which I really think ultimately that was Aether Esports' goal, was not to win that team fight. There was a lot of chaos and posturing, poking each other down, but ultimately it was a diversionary tactic to get that mid lane inhibitor, and that's what they did. Flex Jet. Don't know if, there we go. Now we got some vision in there, clearing that out. Very good instincts on the part of Aether Esports to see where they're warding and take them.
Julie's kind of getting caught out. See, again, I don't know. What do you feel like? I mean, you and I both talked before Nox. Uh-oh. LexJet being caught out. Might go down here, but that's a fantastic cocoon, so they're going to have to back off. Team Nagihcim looking for a fight, but I don't really think they want one. 4 and 13 over 10k gold differential. I think they need to play the defense game.
Problem is Aether Esports is once again taking complete control of the game, that they are setting the tempo for what happens now, to the point where Nagihcim is not taking any objectives anymore. And that's what they need to do if they're going to turn this game around. I mean, you've got your mid inhibitor down, you've got super minions marching down your lane, and Aether Esports is still free to roam and go after other objectives.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. Oh goodness. Death Internal.
Dread Internal.
Dead Internal just chunked down DeGrasse. He's landing his machetes, but every time he does, he takes 3 to the face here. There's power convergence going in. Not going to catch anybody out. There's the culling. I don't know that I would have used that yet. There's Zach standing on the side. He's looking for a good engage, but they want to get the engage close enough to the turret where it is maximizing damage on Janik. Because that's who's going to be tanking this thing. The onslaught going to come through. It's still available. There's Janik getting the very big knockup, but he is in a very bad spot. Sudsy and Dead Infernal being able to kite all the way back. Food Monkey is in it a little bit too late, and they are able to burn down everybody. Frogfish in the back line, like I said, probably shouldn't have used that culling. There is no damage coming back out. Julius doesn't want to go on that power conversion, and they're able to siege this thing all the way down. 1 for O. Turret and inhib goes down.
I think that was an ill-advised engage on behalf of Team Nagihcim. They're going to come back, perhaps an overstay on the part of Aether Esports.
Maybe.
Nagihcim going strong, wants Sudsy bad. We're going to see if he's able to secure the kill or not. Is his team going to be there? Frogfish, unfortunately, caught out. Nobody able to peel for him. Aether Esports makes the turn, goes after Food Monkey. Managed to pull out the double kill for Corky. Sudsy playing a very strong game there. And they will take that inhibitor now.
I think so, yeah. I think that's going to do it.
Meanwhile, the 6th man top lane, the minion push, manages to wipe out that tower. And will now march down and likely take that inhibitor as well, unless it looks like Nagihcim will respond.
Team
and
6th man, I love it.
that.
6th man.
In the meantime, that's a free dragon for Team Aether Esports.
The minions got together. They decided that they would help.
Aether Esports LOL sounding off in the chat saying Nag has accomplished too much AP damage.
You know, I don't disagree with that, actually. They do have a lot But kind of like what I started off saying. Um, with
Not to interrupt you, but
yeah,
it looks like we're posturing for a Baron fight here. And it will likely be a free Baron for Aether Esports. I don't see Nagihcim. Not only are they not making a move, but I don't think they could if they wanted to.
I don't think so.
Sure enough,
I
free Baron.
I think that's Baron number 2. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now, Aether Esports is going to move to take that final inhibitor, which is going to be almost impossible to come back from.
Yeah, I mean, you take 3 inhibs and things get a little bit hairy. I think they have one final engage in on them. Janet can probably... There it is. Here's the engage. Trying to get to the back line. They're just too tanky. There's Janet. Gets the huge onslaught. Minions doing tons of damage. Jaren in the back line. Trying...
Food Funky and Jaren are the first to fall.
Sure.
Sudsy picks up a double kill. Triple kill, taking down Echo. Malphite will secure the ace for the team.
And I think that's going to do it.
And that'll be game. Aether Esports taking home the first win of their best of 3 in this finals for the first round qualifier.
Very job well done by the members of Aether Esports. I mean, they were just everywhere they kind of wanted to be, right? They were taking down turrets left and right. Fantastic roam early game. I loved that. That was really good. Like I said earlier in the beginning, what you want to do is you want to get to that mid-game power spike, right? And any way that you can kind of speed up that mid-game power spike by doing a lane swap like they did in the very first of the game is what you want to do. If you let Sudsy get on Corki and gets to that mid-game power spike, now you have a Ezreal and a Corki both with mixed magic damage, mixed AP, and they're going to be able to blow somebody up and put somebody down, and that's exactly what happened. I would like to see Team Nagihcim kind of, just like what somebody said in the chat, not go so AP heavy. And yeah, do something like that. With that, we're going to take a kind of a short break here, and we're going to let the teams regroup, let them gather, let their coaches talk to them, and do whatever needs to be done. And then we'll be right back with the second game of their best of 3.